Welcome back, True Seeker. It is late March 11th, Wednesday. Unless you're not on the West Coast, it might already be March 12th. But I'm out here in Washington State. And just want to talk about the way we are getting played for fools by the mainstream media, by the government, by the National Basketball Association, by the NCAA, by Hollywood, and the list goes on. Today, if you're not aware, it was announced that the NBA is suspending their season because of the coronavirus. We're going to get to that. Also on this day, the NCAA March Madness tournament will be played without fans in attendance this year, meaning the only people who are going to watch the games are the people on TV, which of course is the majority of the audience. But we're going to talk about how these stories are connected, why they're coming March 11th. We're going to mix it in with a couple other stories, including the passing of Kobe Bryant, who's now buried in Corona del Mar, something we've been talking about. And we're even going to hit Tom Hanks, the actor from Sleepless in Seattle. They've called Seattle the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in the U.S. Tom Hanks, one of his best remembered movies, Sleepless in Seattle, came out in '93. You see the gematria on the screen for Thomas Jeffrey Hanks, just like Wuhan coronavirus. We're going to get to all of it. Bring it all together. Again, if you're new here, I have two channels, Gematria Effect Sports, Gematria Effect News. A lot of these headlines broke tonight while I was doing my radio program on Gematria Effect News, and we took them apart in real time. You know, like literally in 5 seconds of the headline breaking, we were all over it. So, let's start right here with the NBA. Again, if you've read my book, if you've listened to me over the years, I've always talked about the NBA in 113. There's only one team in the whole league that has a gematria of 113, and it's the Utah Jazz. This is a very special number, 113. Covered this earlier in the video I did today on the Warriors being the first team to announce that they would play a game without fans. But 113, we'll get to its meaning. Just understand, today is March 11th, 11/3, like 113. The Utah Jazz, the only team in the league that's summed to 113, like the National Basketball Association. A story comes out that their player Rudy Gobert tested positive for coronavirus, and because of that, they're now suspending all games in the NBA, right? So what a day. March 11th, 11/3, the perfect team. We'll get to how Rudy Gobert is 7'1", and today's the 71st day of the year, and March Madness is 71. But look at this. It's not just the 113 thing. The NBA season began on October 22nd. This year's season began October 22nd. Today was the 142nd day of this season. Coronavirus is 142. We've been talking about this. Coronavirus 142, Year of the Rat 142. We're in the Chinese Year of the Rat. It began January 25th. Of course, rats are known for spreading plague. But what this proves, definitively, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is that this is all scripted and planned. And again, this is what I've been explaining for a long time. The events, the news stories that we live out, the sports outcomes, they are planned long in advance. Long in advance. Way before this season began. It's just like how what's viral right now is the Space Jam news. A lot of you are seeing the story about how in Space Jam, the original Space Jam, you know, there's a scene with the Lakers team and they don't want to play the game because they're worried about a viral outbreak. And now Space Jam 2 is about to come out. These things aren't a coincidence. It's all by design. It's all done by the same cabal of people. Again, it's no secret who runs the NBA. This code of letters and numbers is a Jewish practice. It's called gematria. It comes from Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. Kabbalah states God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. So again, on 113, a Utah Jazz player supposedly gets coronavirus. The only 113 team in the entire league, again, the National Basketball Association's 113. And then not only that, but it's the 142nd day of the season. And what did we just talk about yesterday? What was the story, 2 days before this? That New York got its 142nd coronavirus case, And their Port Authority leader, Rick Cotton, got diagnosed as well. Rick Cotton, 142. We just talked about this right before this news broke. And we've been talking about 142 and coronavirus since early in January. We've been talking about this for 2 months. 2 months. Here's the latest example. Notice how this story right here, the first paragraph reads, the head of the Port Authority, who has been visiting local airports, has the coronavirus, Governor Andrew Cuomo said Monday, as the state's infection toll rose by 37 to 142. You see how they stuck that 37 in there? Look at your 7-foot 1-inch giant Rudy Gobert. Look at this. From his June 26th birthday, to this news is 37 weeks later. There's 37 again. Why Oh, I kind of see that my camera's in the way. Well, what do? Let me move myself. See that? 37 weeks. 37 weeks. And what's 37? Virus is 37. Remember, Bryant's 37. We've been talking about how Kobe has the same gematria as virus. Kobe's 26 forwards, 37 in reverse. Virus is 26 forwards, 37 in reverse. Don't forget, Kobe died on the 26th of January, the 37-year anniversary of the death of Bear Bryant. And if I just said Kobe equals 26 and 37, I'm tripping. I meant Bryant equals 26 and 37 like virus. But just realize it's the same numbers, it's the same rituals everywhere. If you saw the video I did a while back on Kobe Bryant and Pope Francis and the apocalypse-related headlines, if you missed that story, we talked about Pope Francis being the 266th Pope. The Jesuits, big number with the Jesuits, 266. Notice this Rudy Gobert, who's from France, where the Jesuits came into being. His birthday's June 26th. 26/6, 266. Today's the 71st day of the year. He's 7'1". Catholic equals 71. March Madness 71. CDC 71. The CDC's headquartered in Atlanta, where the college basketball championship is this year for the men. Stuff's a joke, people. Stuff is a joke. It is undeniable. You know? It is undeniable. These people need to be exposed so bad. And I mean, they're getting exposed, but again, the only way they're going to get exposed, the way they really need to get exposed, is if you guys help share this work, spread the word, speak it with confidence as you should be able to. I mean, only the dumbest of people could deny what's being shown here. You know, we've been talking about these same numbers way before this story came out. Wrote a book about these numbers years ago with the NBA. How many videos have I done recently talking about Kobe Bryant 113 in the NBA and talking about how he's all connected to this coronavirus thing, how basketball fits in? Now how do you deny it? How do you deny what I've been saying for over a month? Remember, basketball equals Wuhan. By the way, this guy's surname, Gobert, equals 67 like Wuhan. The Jazz were going to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City 65 like pandemic. Remember, March 11th, today. Today's the same day the World Health Organization came out and declared a global pandemic on this same day that the NBA does this, that they come out and say Tom Hanks and his wife have it. It's just, it's a joke, you guys. It is a joke. We're going to come back to this 113 thing here with Kobe Bryant. We're going to come back to this. But remember, this 7-foot 1-inch man supposedly has coronavirus on the 71st day of the year, the same day the NCAA comes out and announces that no fans at March Madness. March Madness 71, CDC 71. If you're new here, the year that North Carolina beat Gonzaga, before that tournament began, I showed how the big news story in the headlines, the bathroom bill, they got the All-Star game taken away from the Carolinas for the NBA. I showed how that bathroom bill story was going to reward the college basketball teams and that the Carolinas should dominate the college tournament. Before the tournament began, I said North Carolina will beat Gonzaga. It'll be all about 71, March Madness 71, Gonzaga 71, Bulldogs 71, bathroom bill 71. North Carolina beat Gonzaga, and they beat them with 71 points in the rigged tournament. Here we are again. News and the tournament once again. It's the same thing every single year. On the 71st day of the year, they do this. And again, this year the championship's in Atlanta, which is the home of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. Big part of this coronavirus story. Again, this is why you got to know the ciphers, forwards and backwards, numerology and not. You got to know the 4 ciphers to see the totality of the riddles. Just like how Kobe Bryant, Apocalypse, the exact same in all 4 ciphers. Remember the cartoon that predicted his death? Well, excuse me, it's not the same in all 4. It's the same in 3 out of the 4. But the cartoon that predicted his death was End of Days, like a reference to Revelation, End of Days. Remember, Kobe, with regards to these 4 ciphers right here with his name, the month before he died, he was in the news for directing traffic in Los Angeles after a car accident. That story was on his 113th day of his age. Kobe, who was drafted in round 1, 13th pick overall, who made his NBA debut November 3rd. Kobe Bryant died at age 41 on Pope Francis's 41st day of his age while traveling from Catholic Mass. Kobe Bryant died on his 157th day of his own age. Died on the 41st day of the Pope's age at age 41. Kobe died on his 157th day of his own age. 58's the Freemasonry Rosicrucian secret society number that belongs to King James, who died at age 58. Remember, LeBron, King James passed Kobe the day before he died in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia, which is named from Revelation, the book about the end times, like end of days. We'll come back to that Revelation piece. By the way, the inside the NCAA tweet about this, you see how they put out their tweet at 1:31 p.m.? This stuff's not an accident, you guys. It's not an accident that's at 1:31 p.m. The championship's in Atlanta, Georgia, 1:31. Championship, 1:31. This is how these people operate. Everything is numbers. The numbers are the language. So here's the headline also from today. Who declares coronavirus a pandemic? Just like how Utah was playing Oklahoma City, which has been used in major federal propaganda in the past. Hello, Oklahoma City bombing. But pandemic 65, Oklahoma City 65. Don't forget the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in Seattle simulated a coronavirus outbreak in October of 2019 that kills 65 million people. Look it up. It's all facts. That simulation was on Melinda Gates' 65th day of her age. But again, with regards to all of this going down on March 11th, 11/3/113, Bava Kamal 113a in the Talmud says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who is not Jewish as long as it's within a legal setting. That's from the Talmud, which equals 71. And again, I'll remind you, in 2019, on May 14th, that was the day of the Zion Williamson sweepstakes. That was the 71-year anniversary of the establishment of Zionist Israel, the Jewish nation. Jewish equals 74. It's the 74th NBA season. Zion Williamson equals 74. So think about it. Bava Kamal 113a, because it's a leap year, 11/3 is the 71st day of the year. The most Jewish branch of Freemasonry is the Scottish Rite, Scottish 113. And again, all these things, all these words equal 113. Again, Bava Kamal 113a. That's what it means. That's what it's about. All these things, 113. Mainstream, dishonest, perverted, not true, not honest, not factual, disinfo, politics, perjury, fiction, bullshit, infidelity, divorce, sinister. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, the National Basketball Association, a rigged league that dupes people into thinking it's real competition. By the way, YouTube, that's busy censoring all the truth content, they were established on the 113th day of the year. Their CEO is Jewish. You think it's a coincidence? Think again. Think again. So, let's talk about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, one of his most remembered movies, Sleepless in Seattle. Seattle was referred to on the 67th day of the year as the epicenter of the Wuhan outbreak in the U.S. Again, that's where the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's from. But look at this. Wuhan coronavirus has the same gematria as Tom Hanks' full name, Thomas Jeffrey Hanks, 7893. And remember, Scottish right equals 78, Scottish 113. This goes down on 113. Look at what year Sleepless in Seattle came out, 93. 93. And from Tom Hanks's birthday, which is July 9th. Notice he's born in 56. Coronavirus alone's 56. We're talking about 56 and coronavirus every day. From his birthday to this news on March 11, 2020, it's 8 months and 2 days later. Why does that matter? Hanks is 82. Seattle's 82. We just talked about the tribute yesterday to the film Outbreak. If you missed that, we talked about how Andrew Cuomo deploying the National Guard to New Rochelle, New York on the anniversary of the release of the film Outbreak is a scene right from the movie. And we talked about how the two stars of that movie, Morgan Freeman and Dustin Hoffman, they're both 82 years old right now. Now the next day, and yesterday I was like, I'm not sure if that's a coincidence or not, but now after seeing this, now I know it's not a coincidence. It's just all further evidence of how planned and scripted and perfectly executed all this crap is. And I'll remind people, at the beginning of this century, the first president-elect was George W. Bush. And his administration, they were part of a think tank called the Project for a New American Century. And they called for things such as a new Pearl Harbor so that we could launch wars in the Middle East. And then they got their new Pearl Harbor, which was 9/11. And again, Pearl Harbor was on December 7th, 127, and in New York, buildings 1, 2, and 7 fell. And then they called it Ground Zero, which equals 127. Anyway, they called that thing the Project for a New American Century, like they had a new American century planned out. And believe it, they did. The people who are ruling over us, they are very well planned out. They have the future mapped out long in advance. I guarantee you, everything we're living out today, it was probably written down as a plan at least 50 years ago, if not longer. Again, Outbreak came out in 95. Andrew Cuomo unleashed the National Guard 95 days after his birthday. I mean, just think about it. But here's Dustin Hoffman, 82 years old. Here's Morgan Freeman, 82 years old. Now look at this. From Tom Hanks, from today, March 11th, to Tom Hanks' upcoming 64th birthday, we'll get to 64 in a second, but from today to his upcoming birthday is a span of 121 days. And remember, patient 0 for the Wuhan coronavirus, the date's December 1st, 12/1 like 121. The first patient found in the United States, which was in Seattle, was January 21st, 121. Coronavirus outbreak 121. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation 121. You can add to that list World Health Organization 121. You can add to that list Revelation 121. Again, Kobe from Philadelphia, which gets its name from Revelation about the end of days, like the predictive programming from Kobe. Hold on, let me put up a few more things that we've just talked about in recent days because there's just so much to keep up with. Remember, on Monday, we had the death of the Seventh Seal actor, Max von Sydow, who in his movie career played the character of Jesus and the devil, but he was also in the film The Seventh Seal, which is a reference to Revelation. The seventh seal comes from Revelation. When the seventh seal is broken, the 7 angels are cast that bring about the 7 plagues. The 7 plagues. Think about it. This man dies at age 90 on March 8th, 38, pandemic 38. Again, Bill Gates, who did the simulation for coronavirus, on November 7th, 2019, he was in the Netflix documentary The Next Pandemic, predicting a coronavirus outbreak in the near future. And then the day after the first patients found in Seattle, Netflix launches another show just called Pandemic. But the 7th seal, 163, the 38th prime, this man died on 3/8. Death, Max von Sydow, Pandemic, all 38. Perfect rituals. His name also gematria 49, like Revelation, like Washington State. what they're calling the epicenter. 49 has a square root of 7, the 7 plagues, the 7 angels, the 7th seal. He died at age 90. Holy Bible. So he was in The Exorcist, which has that 56-like coronavirus. All this stuff. Perfect ritual. And again, just the outbreak thing, in case you missed it. Outbreak. Right here. So on the 25-year anniversary of the release of Outbreak, on this same day, March 10th, 2020, Andrew Cuomo, not to be confused with his brother on CNN, to remind you just how connected government and media are, he deploys the National Guard to New Rochelle, New York. New Rochelle, 51, like Outbreak, like Conspiracy. 51, like Area 51, Conspiracy. But look at this. He did this on the 70th day of the year. March 10th, it's a leap year. Coronavirus 56 forward, 70 in reverse. National Guard 56. Remember, they just created the toilet paper hysteria with coronavirus. Notice how National Guard, toilet paper, mind control, Washington, D.C., they're all the exact same. It's not an accident. Government is mind control. Government means govern the mind, control the mind. And again, about this 56, Event 201, put on by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It was October 18th. And from that day to the first, just in case you haven't been following everything, at first they said patient 0 was December 12th, but if you look it up, they've now moved it to December 1st. But from Event 201 to the initial reporting of patient 0 on December 12th, that was 56 days later. Also 1 month and 25 days, like how the Chinese New Year began on January 25th, the year of the rat, where we began. Coronavirus 142, year of the rat 142, the NBA suspending its games on the 142nd day of the season. But just realize we're all getting played for fools. Truly. Our lives are being inconvenienced. Completely unnecessary. Okay, so I was just hitting all the 121 things, so you really understood all the 121. And I should have had up there, well, again, World Health Organization's 121, Revelation. They're saying Tom Hanks' wife also has the Wuhan coronavirus, and her name is Rita Wilson, which is 67, like Wuhan. 67's the 19th prime number. Seattle's also 19. Again, Tom Hanks from Sleepless in Seattle. This is all synced up with his 64th birthday. Today's date, March 11th, can be written 311, like 311, which is the 64th prime. Sleepless in Seattle, 64. Just clowning, man. Just clowning. Who's the other actress in Sleepless in Seattle? Meg Ryan. Watch them say she has coronavirus too. Just watch. These people get away with murder. It might be too obvious if they do that, but people still wouldn't catch on if they did it. They just say it's all a coincidence. That's what's so sad. How these people can just slap us every day with this obvious mockery. And the brain-dead masses, they just keep shrugging their shoulders and saying coincidence. My oh my. Pull something up here. Okay, so again, just to scan through some things we forgot to hit. Kobe Bryant, 113. Again, here we are on 113, March 11th, and the NBA suspends its games. I've been telling you, ever since they buried him in Corona Del Mar, which has the same gematria as coronavirus, I've been saying it's very clear that Kobe is part of this riddle. End of days, apocalypse programming, headlines about could coronavirus be a biblical plague? I mean, just getting messed with, people. We're allowing these types to play with our heads. Makes me sick. But again, the Warriors. Why did they do the Warriors? Notice Warriors is 121. The Warriors were the first team to announce that they would play without fans. This was before the Utah, Rudy Gobert thing happened. And again, it was just another 121. Just like how later the same day, Comes out that, Tom Hanks, 121 days from his birthday, supposedly has coronavirus. This is a joke. Notice World Health Organization, 122 forwards, 121 in reverse. Remember, the first patient in the U.S., January 21st, in Seattle, Washington, on the 122nd meridian. And then on January 22nd, pandemic comes out with Bill Gates. And today, the World Health Organization says it's a pandemic. But 122 and 121 for World Health Organization, Warriors 121, Golden State 122, San Francisco 122, San Francisco on the 122nd meridian like Seattle. The Warriors are originally from Philadelphia, like Kobe Bryant, whose dad played for the Warriors, who was drafted by the Warriors 41 years before Kobe retired, who would go on to die at age 41. But Revelation 121. And again, that speaks to stuff like this. Pope Francis central to apocalypse prophecy as end of earth reference revealed. Notice this story is from January 13th, 113, 2020. And then Kobe dies at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age. Apocalypse 113. See how Apocalypse and Kobe Bryant have all this overlap? 41. Again, Kobe, predictive programming in the cartoon End of Days, which came out on November 16th, 16/11, like 1611, which is the year the King James Bible was published, 1611. Biblical. Here from the Pope's birthday to Kobe's death, 41 days. From Kobe's birthday to his death, 157 days. Again, Kobe Bryant Apocalypse, numbers right on the nose. Kobe flying from Catholic Mass. I'm just going to scan over some of these things because we've done longer videos on this. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in Jewish gematria is 1611, like the year the King James Bible was published. Kobe, his 81-point game in his 666th career game. Kobe Bean Bryant 81, 666 from Revelation. His 666 program, his workout program. Dead in a helicopter, 666. See, I mean, these are older posts right here. We've been talking about the same patterns again and again and again. I mean, how many hours of content do I have uploaded on the web right now about Kobe Bryant and coronavirus? You could probably watch 24 hours of content that I put up in the last 2 months, if not more than that, just talking about the same things. And as each day passes, we just get more and more examples to talk about. I talked about how Kobe died 266 days after his wife's birthday, or 38 weeks. Pope Francis, the 266th Pope. Remember, 7'1" homeboy on the 71st day of the year with the coronavirus. His birthday is 26/6, 266, from France, the home of the Jesuits. Pope Francis, the first publicly Jesuit Pope. Jesuit Order 54, like Kobe Bean Bryant 54. And we've been talking about Event 201. Event 201, guess what the Pope's name equals? His birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio. His name equals 201. Right there. Don't forget, Dean Koontz wrote the novel Eyes of Darkness in 1981, predicting a Wuhan 400 coronavirus outbreak. He's 74 years old right now, like how Event 201 was October 18th, the day leaving 74 days left in the year. The Chinese New Year began on Dean Koontz's 201st day of his age, 74. Think about it. The year of the rat. Don't forget, the military World Games began in Wuhan on the same day that Event 201 happened, the day leaving 74 days left in the year. And the first military World Games were in Rome, where the Pope is. See, we talked about the relationship between Wuhan basketball and Italy. Kobe grew up in Italy. His death synced with the Pope. And look at it. I mean, we talked about all this stuff a month ago. The market, Italy, basketball. It's all, I mean, could it be any more obvious on a day like today? The market today fell 1,464.94 points. You know, basketball's canceled. Italy's on lockdown. You know what makes me sad, Truth Seeker, is that I've been doing this for almost 7 years, going 7 days a week, because I've been saying that the time is now to get out this knowledge about the agenda we're living under, how it operates every single day by this code, how these people are bringing bad things into our lives. If we don't act now, it's going to get worse. There could be a day where there's really terrible consequences. I still don't think we're there yet. This Wuhan thing is like a test run. It's a trial run. Because notice what the headlines are saying. Wuhan's going to cause major inconveniences in people's lives for a short period of time. The headlines are saying that right now. If you look around and see what's being posted, it's like they already know that this is only going to go on for, I don't know, 2 weeks or a month. That's the way that media is putting out the story. They're going to really inconvenience people for a period of time, but then it'll be back to business as usual. But the thing is, they're testing right now. They're making sure like their systems are in place. There's going to be a day where they make it a lot worse than this. I'm pretty sure that this coronavirus thing is mostly a farce. It's not to say that these people don't have the ability to unleash a real plague on humanity. And that's why we have to wake up and see the agenda and stop it in its tracks. It can absolutely be stopped. There's like literally a group of people, a small group of people that are orchestrating this. And the reason a small group of people are able to do it is because a small group of people control media worldwide. They control most of the corporations that bring us so much stuff, including our food. It's like a very small, concentrated group of people are responsible for the things that reach billions of lives on this planet. Shouldn't be that way, but that's how it is. In the mad industrial age, you don't even need human beings anymore. I was doing some late night grocery store shopping, and I couldn't believe what I saw. They had a floor mopping machine, a robotic floor mopping machine going through the store. I was like, well, there's a job that doesn't exist anymore. They got the robot cleaner going through the aisleways cleaning up the store. Oh, man. Anyway. We got to wake up, you guys. We got to wake up to what is going on. And, yeah, I mean, if you're watching this out there and you're thinking this is all a coincidence, I don't know what to say to you. You're the problem with the world. I guess that's what I got to say. You are the problem with this world. I've been talking about the NBA and 113 and these two teams since forever. Remember, Kobe Bryant played his last career game against the Utah Jazz. Kobe Bryant's 113, Utah Jazz 113, his retirement poem, Dear Basketball 113. Been talking about this nonstop. Couldn't be any more obvious how it all comes together today on November 3rd. So, I think I hit all the main points I needed to hit tonight. Of course, there's more to say, but it's been said in other videos. So, oh yeah, here, I'll give you one more. The Nets and Warriors game was the first announcement by the NBA that they were going to play it without fans, and then ended up being the whole league. Well, then just ended up being the league was suspended. But again, this is the 74th NBA season. Brooklyn, New York, 74. Oakland, California, 74, where they've been playing until this year. They moved back to San Francisco, but still, they still represent Oakland. And again, Jewish, Masonic, occult, gematria, English, it's all 74. So is Zion Williamson. It's the 74th NBA season. Again, Event 201, simulating the coronavirus outbreak, was on the day, leaving 74 days left in the year. And don't forget, David Stern died by the numbers at the beginning of the year. Again, just to emphasize how planned out it all is, I'll just give you this one more time. So, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation simulated a coronavirus pandemic October 18th, 2019. By the way, that was a date with 67 numerology, like Wuhan 67, like 67 is the 19th prime, Seattle's 19. Let me just show something real quick, and then I'll come back to this slide. Just want to remind people, about this headline right here. So this is the 67th day of this year, right? This was this past Saturday, March 7th. Virus 37, 67th day of the year, Wuhan 67. CNN's front page on the 67th day of the year. Inside the epicenter of the U.S. coronavirus outbreak, right? Talked about how the name of the basketball player for the Jazz tonight, his name equals 67. Tom Hanks' wife equals 67. Again, these numbers are everywhere. But the simulation done by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation out of Seattle was a date with 67 numerology. Now check this out. Check this out right here. The simulation kills 65 million people, right? Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The simulation was done on Melinda Gates' 65th day of her age. The simulation that kills 65 million, and then you take the gematria in, and pandemic 65, and simulation is 65. Another thing that's 65 is Year of the Rat. Year of the Rat is 65. And you go back in history, Bill and Melinda Gates were married January 1st, 94. Bill Gates was 38 years old at the time. From his 38th birthday to the wedding was 65 days later. Pandemic, 65 and 38. On the Year of the Rat, on the New Year's Day of the Year of the Rat, January 25th, 2020, the headline was 38th coronavirus death in the world. They got the 38th death on the New Year's Day for the Year of the Rat. And again, pandemic's 38 and 65, Year of the Rat 65. And again, it's all masonry. From Melinda Gates' birthday to the wedding, her birthday's 15/8, to the wedding was 139 days later. Melinda Gates 47, like the 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. Seattle on the 47th parallel. Again, Bill and Melinda Gates 74/115, like Masonic. Simulation date on the day leaving 74 days left in the year. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's across the street from the 74-acre Seattle Center. Again, Bill Gates was CEO of Microsoft for 33 years. Bill Gates, Masonry, Federal Secrecy Order, all 33. Right now in Seattle, they have 33 schools shut down, including the Washington Huskies. Washington Huskies equals the same thing as Wuhan coronavirus. And by the way, these two were married 26 years before this is happening. Virus, COVID-19, plague, China, Bryant, it's all 26. So again, you don't think these people are planned out? Don't forget, Seattle's also the 206 area code, and CNN even did a story on Melinda Gates on her 206th day of her age, which was the 67th day of the year, Wuhan 67. CNN recognizes her. Melinda Gates, the woman who showed me the way forward. Isn't it sick, you guys, when you just really recognize what they're doing? She's getting recognition at the time of this truly evil conspiracy that her and her husband are a part of. Probably more like the fronts for, but still. Again, that's the Seattle area code 206. So, again, I hate to be a broken record because it's not having much impact. There's not many people that are hearing the message. You know, sadly, almost everyone watching, this has fallen on deaf ears. But if you can pledge $1 to the Patreon and help get this markup to, you know, we're trying to get it up to 30,000. To me, that's a reasonable goal. The reason we want to get it up to 30,000 is because there's an awesome building to rent out right now. It's got office space, a restaurant, 6,000 square feet, $1,500 a month. That is nothing for 6,000 square feet of real estate. This building's in primo location. You guys, we need to make this happen. Gematria Effect News Studios. Gematria Effect Cafe. The place to eat healthy, have real conversations. We're trying to make something happen that needs to happen in the world. Employing a team of people to help get this research out further. People with the skills to help the message reach further. It needs to happen. This community should value this work at the rate of $1 a month. Because if everybody here could pledge that dollar, we'd be there in no time. I don't know why that's so hard. Probably because nobody's even getting any notifications and even knows I'm making any videos. But for the people who are seeing the video and haven't pledged any money, come on, step up to the plate. This isn't about me. This is about making this work reach the people it needs to reach. There's a real agenda that needs to be fought against. This kind of stuff is having real inconvenience on people's lives. It's causing needless fear. It's causing needless panic. It's causing needless stress. Think about all the mothers tonight worried about their children. They don't realize they're getting played for fools. They need to know. They're only going to know if this work gets out further. There's a lot of resources fighting against me. I need more resources backing this up. So, again, the people who stand by and don't contribute, they're just as much as a part of the problem as the people who do this to us. That's just the reality of the situation. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Till next time.